and Brownie.
The podcast.
Morning, Melbourne. Welcome.
Oh, wait, Swanee. This desk is stuff. JB, can you talk for a second?
Absolutely, I'm back. Am I going?
Yeah, brother.
Right.
Okay, beautiful. Hey, last we're going to talk about Warnie's memorial last night. It was unbelievable. But yesterday morning, we're at the Comedy Festival, which is fantastic. wasn't it?
Amazing.
You know, a great bill of comedians. But I mentioned at the 6 o'clock hour, top of 6, that the Endeavour Hills Goodwill Cafe and Bakery, Swanee, had an apple turnover there.
Yeah.
I was out there the day before and I loved it. A little bit of cheating going on because there was hard icing on the pastry. And I shouted out to Thanu, I pronounce his name right, and his mother, who listened to the show regularly. First person me, Dino and myself see.
In a sea of people.
In a sea of people, in about 50,000 people at MCG. The first person I saw walking out the MCG was him.
What are the odds?
Mate!
It is unbelievable, isn't it? The world is a crazy place. It is. It's just so. Anyway, lovely fella again. He was just as nice as he was the day before.
Did he?
He didn't have an apple turnover with him, unfortunately.
Unbelievable.
He looked like he'd seen a ghost because I thought it was just normal JB excitement, but his excitement was like another level. I'm like, is this guy on MDMA? Like, what's going on? But then, is it the same dude?
That is
Mate, the same
unbelievable.
dude.
I love that.
Anyway,
I
get out
love
to the
that.
cafe bakery. It's a nice one. Grab an apple turnover.
We've got a big show. JB will get into the Warnie Memorial next in great depth. Shaq and Sampang, like two peas in a pod.
Oh, it's going to happen.
It's going to happen.
Because Shaq is coming, but they don't have anybody to do an in-question time with him.
Yeah.
It's got to be Sam.
Bit of Wang time later with Phil Wang.
Oh,
And before 7 o'clock, one of my favourite comedians, I was going to say my favourite because whenever anyone, because you know that I've hit expert level of the comedy festival.
are,
And everybody always says, who's the one person that, I should see? And I always say Luke Heggie.
Oh, I've never...
Always say Luke Heggie.
It's exciting. He's coming
So
up later.
excited.
Chrissy, Sam and Brownie. Make up for missed holidays with whatif.com this Easter.
Ocean View apartment for me, water park for the kids. Plus, select hotels are fully refundable. Booking cancellation windows apply.
What if it's Aussie for travel?
Check government advisories before booking and travelling.
And now it's time for Whose Plotline Is It Anyway?
I've lived quite a life, you two turkeys. The amount of adventures and things I've seen.
I've got no doubts, Dino. It's a vast array of experiences too.
This is the game. The story I'm about to tell you will sound like a movie. Tell us what it is. You win a whole bunch of prizes. And we're going to clean out the prize cupboard today on you.
Great.
I'm an avid bush hiker, gang. Love getting out into nature.
Sure.
I did stuff up once, and it had huge consequences. You're supposed to tell someone where you're going, Swanee.
Yeah.
When you go on bush.
Yeah.
And I think you gave us a great tip regarding your voicemail.
Yeah.
What is it again?
It's if you get lost, change your voicemail to the coordinates of where you are.
Smart.
Because then when your phone runs out of battery, people will still get the voicemail.
Right. I get that.
Good tip, huh?
I like that. But what if you haven't got any mobile reception to your voicemail?
You don't need mobile reception to do a voicemail.
Is that right?
That's crazy. Anyway, I'm doing a bit of a hike in canyon country in America, and I slip. It was ugly. Slipped down a little crack.
Oh, no. A crevasse, if you will.
But what made it worse is a damn boulder. I caused a boulder to then fall on top of me.
Oh, no.
And my arm is lodged between a big-ass rock and a mountain. Right?
Pull it out.
John, I can't pull it out.
No, it's stuck.
It's weighing 40 tons.
Get some of that baby oil and moisturiser that you take with you.
I tried everything. This is going to sound gross, but I spat on it to try and lube up the thing at my arm and the rock.
Yeah.
I had to Bear Grylls it eventually. Do you know what that means?
Yeah,
You had to wee on it.
knife it off.
I had to drink my own wee. So I have no damn water. And you think it tastes good?
Really?
No, I don't
You're
think
right.
it does.
It's awful.
Yes.
Good
Anyway,
for you, though.
I couldn't stop thinking about this
So, is it?
orange. It's actually, that's a myth.
Well, it's good for your feet.
No, it's not,
It
brother.
hardens your feet.
It's
It
not.
hardens your feet so you don't get blisters when you wear footy boots, Swanee. So I'm told.
Wee is full of bacteria. I got a real tummy ache after a gull. Anyway, Ben, any idea, Ben?
Good morning, gang.
Hi, Benny.
Dino, I've got one question. Were you stuck there for 127 hours?
Yes, I was, brother. Famous true life story about this guy who had to cut. I was going to get to the bit where I had to cut off my own arm.
Man, that was amazing, wasn't it? Had to hack
movie?
had to hack the arm off 127 hours.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's called 127
Yes.
hours.
Mate,
Okay.
an amazing story.
Never heard of it.
Hacked it off with a knife, his arm, Swanee.
And then
Imagine doing that.
made a tourniquet, and then someone found him. Crazy.
Oh no! What? So he cut off his arm for no reason?
No. He released himself. Like, that saved him.
Oh, okay, good.
Yeah.
Well, that's a good outcome,
Yeah. Wouldn't that be annoying?
wouldn't it?
Ben, you've got a Cadbury Easter pack worth $200. Cadbury Easter, the hunt
Thank
starts
you
here.
very much.
You've got a double pass to the Van Gogh exhibition at the Loom, an epic adventure into art. Book now at theloom.com.au.
Thank you.
And a Hoyt's recliner double pass. Extra comfy
Wow,
recliners.
Ben.
Just beginning at Hoyt Cinemas. Book now at hoyts.com.
You got the loot, man.
Cheers, guys. Thank you very much.
See you back.
Don't drink your own wee, bye.
This is the Chrissy, Sam and Brownie podcast. Luke Heggie, a comedian and great jawline. If you want to see that jawline, you can see his show, You're Stupid, which is on now at the European Beer Cafe. Tickets at micf.com.au. Here's Luke.
Welcome, Luke.
Oh, thanks for having me.
It's your first time on the show. I was waxing lyrical about you this time last year because I saw your show, which was outstanding.
Oh, thanks. Yeah.
It was so good. Didn't I recommend it? I recommended it to
Well,
everybody, but I specifically
You did, yeah.
roped in
Well,
Brownie.
we went one night. We thought we'd go along and support our mate Dave O'Neill. And Dave was playing at the European Beer Cafe downstairs. And then Swanee goes, after he finished, Luke Heggie, he's a great comedian, on, are you going to stay? So I went and asked your staff. And there was a couple of spare tickets, so I stayed. And you could not get a greater contrast between Dave O'Neill and Luke Heggie. One man does not even know what's in his show until he's actually standing on stage.
And that's
Luke
Dave.
comes very well prepared, including staying on track when a bloke drops 4 pot glasses coming back from the bar, which happened
Yeah.
during that show, mate.
That happens a bit there. You get a few smashes.
Yeah, because the bar's right there in the room.
Yeah.
It's encouraged to go during the room. What can we expect from your show this year? It's called You're Stupid. YOURSTUPID, obviously. And people are already emailing you to correct.
Oh, there's
the
a lot of
spelling.
that. Like mostly Facebook's where you get the old people correcting. Then they'll fight each other in the comments.
Yeah, I love that when they turn on each other.
Yeah.
It's the
good.
most entertaining.
I don't feed the trolls.
How do you find Facebook? I'm not on it.
Not good anymore. I mean, not that it was great ever, but yeah, I don't like it.
I think it's a lot worse than it used to be.
Yeah.
Are you on Twitter?
No, I put out RIPs on Twitter when famous people die, but other than that, I'm not on it.
Who was the latest RIP that you put out?
I can't remember. I usually put an RIP out and just promote my show at the end of it on the same tweet.
You would have put one out
So-
for Warnie, wouldn't you?
Oh, of course, yeah. I was on that early.
That would have got a lot of likes.
Yeah, not really, no.
Nah.
You've got a podcast with the great Nick Cody, Mid-Flight Brawl.
Yeah.
How often do you record that?
Oh, every week. We put one out every week. It's about plane fights. It's people getting on planes and bashing each other.
Yeah,
getting
Dino.
drunk, sleeping pills.
You've got to get on it. You would love it.
Any memorable ones you can give us a bit?
Oh, some big ones. One bloke had a number 2 on a drinks trolley.
That can't have happened.
It's happened.
It's astonishing.
Business class, no less.
But how do
Business
you...
class.
That would take some time.
Just lost his mind. I don't know.
Yeah, it would take some time because you've got to get on top of the drinks trolley.
When you got to go, you got to go.
On the drinks trolley.
I didn't do that, but on a footy trip with
Oh, here we go.
7 or 8 of my mates, we got arrested on a flight to Thailand.
Did you?
Yeah, and sent home.
Oh.
So it was a pretty...
He got deported.
Do you want to come on our show?
Yeah, I can come on the show, yeah.
Should.
It was a pretty quiet flight home.
Yeah, right.
We got a reprimand, so we had to stay arrested, and then obviously had to stay overnight at the airport, and then put on the first flight back to Sydney.
Oh, you're
And
lucky
then-
he's not still there.
Walking off, obviously we'd had a few,
Yeah.
and I thought it was funny, and I'm telling the boys, "Hey boys, we're off to the Bangkok Hilton." Remember the Bangkok
Yeah,
Hilton? The
absolutely.
jail cell? But you're sort of when you started sobering up, you thought actually this is a little bit terrifying. When the definition of stage fright is when I had to go to the toilet, I was standing at the urinal, and two security was standing behind me holding machine guns.
Yeah, right.
Now that is the definition of stage fright.
Yeah.
So anyway.
Hey, look, I'm a bit obsessed about the Oscars incident. What did you think about the Will Smith?
Oh, jury's still out for me. That was a big slap, and he didn't go down. Like either Rock's tough or Will's a bit weak with his slaps.
But do they know how to do it, the actors, though?
Yeah.
They got the technique.
I don't know, but then there's nothing in it for them to stage that.
No.
It's been terrible for their reputation, so I don't know.
man.
Strange one.
But Chris Rock, though, he'll have a bit of material if he goes on a world tour.
Yeah, it's opened up a world of opportunity, though. If I don't like my dinner now, I can walk into a kitchen and just bash a chef.
Are you worried that it's set a dangerous precedent if someone in the audience doesn't like what you're saying? They'll get up, particularly European Beer Cafe, you just get in there.
Nah, it'd be right. I mean, I've spent a decade dreaming of that, like someone just storming the stage, take all my frustrations out on them.
You're
Big
ready for
excuse.
it? You're ready?
Yeah. I'm already holding the stand, just whacking the
You
face.
do strike me as someone that'd play the hecklers on a break.
Oh, no, I don't like them. I don't invite them. Nah, never liked them.
No, well, they're disruptive.
They are. They're no good.
They ruin
Bad
it.
people. Don't come.
And is a heckler at their core just there for themselves, there for their own drunk gratification?
Pretty much, yeah. I'll try and impress their friends or, it's invariably blokes. But, just trying to impress someone. I don't know. Take you down.
Yeah, right.
Hey, are you back on the tools at all? Because in lockdown, you used to be a labourer.
Yeah.
Do you get back on the tools much now? Or you
I haven't. Not for the last few months. It's been pretty good. I'm getting too old for it anyway. It hurts. Well, it's no fun doing that. Early starts like this, late nights. It's bad.
It is a bad combo.
Did you have a labourer's diet? Dare iced coffee and sausage rolls?
No, I was pretty good. All the pigs I worked with, yeah, absolutely.
Luke's show, You're Stupid, is on now at the European Beer Cafe. Please get tickets. You will not regret
He's
it.
unreal.
He's a genius.
He's a genius. Tickets at MICF. That's new from yesterday.
Yeah, or just go to comedyfestival.com.au, type in Luke Heggie or You're Stupid. You got to see
Get
it.
your tickets.
See you, man. Thanks for coming.
Thank you.
Ever wanted to offer the team some direct feedback? Well, you can. Shoot us an email at breakfast@nova100.com.au to be part of Chrissy, Sam and Brownie's mailbag.
Good morning, Melbourne. Chrissy, Sam and Brownie on Nova 100. Sometimes the universe messes with you. Like, you're talking about someone and then bam, they just appear.
Well, that's right. The day before, yesterday morning, 6 a.m, I spoke about on Tuesday when I stopped in at Endeavour Hills. I was down there watching my daughter's sport. Stopped at the bakery, the Goodwill Cafe and Bakery in Endeavour Hills, Swanee, and had an unbelievable apple turnover.
And I
met
must say,
Thanu.
when you were saying that, I thought this is a very odd thing to mention at a comedy broadcast. Do you know what I mean? Like the first thing off the bat was that you'd had an apple turnover, and I thought, what is this guy doing? This has got nothing to do with anything.
Well, it's only because I've got a great love for apple turnovers.
Yes, I
Swanee.
know, but the context of it was bizarre.
Well, I just had
But
to mention
now
it.
I know. Now I know why the universe made you.
Absolutely, because the first person I saw yesterday walking out of the MCG after Warney's Memorial was Thanu. In amongst 50,000 people, who runs the Goodwill Cafe and Bakery. And you know what, Swanee, I've tracked him down.
Who made the apple turnover? Welcome to the show, Thanu.
Hello, how are we?
Can you believe the coincidence of Jonathan Brown, apropos of nothing, mentioning you by name and your magnificent apple turnovers?
I'm seriously still on a high from it. Like, literally, I can't believe. First, when he walked into the cafe a couple of days ago, I'm like, oh, bloody hell, Brownie, what are you doing down in Endeavour Hills?
Yes.
I'm enjoying
And then the next day at the memorial yesterday, I couldn't believe my eyes. I saw him again. I'm like, surely he's forgotten about me.
Oh,
Then,
how
no,
could-
he knows me.
Of
And
course
he
he did.
pronounces my name correctly. Unbelievable.
Was it correctly? Because that's been a bone of contention in the last hour.
Absolutely, it was correct. I mean, my whole life has been like pronouncing my name, and people would go, and oh, is it Tanu? Or like, I've always had that in my life. But Brownie's just nailed the name. I'm just like insane.
His
Absolutely
face,
insane.
because it was like 1,000 ants leaving the MCG, and you literally walked into each other. What's the universe telling us?
Meant to be.
I don't know. I mean, I think me and Brownie got to be best mates now. I think it's just.
Think so.
It just sounds like it's. I don't know. It's unbelievable.
If you keep knocking out those apple turnovers like you do now, the one detail I said
We're
to Swanee,
expecting some, by the way, Thanu.
it was a little bit, maybe a little bit of a cheat tactic by putting hard icing on the pastry. I've never seen that before.
It's controversial. How did you come up
Yeah,
with that idea? Normally, it's just a dusting of icing sugar.
I think icing. Yeah, I just thought it gives it's a bit more moist to the top layer of the pastry, and it gives that more of a icy feeling to your mouth.
How long have
We
you
just
been
do it.
doing it for?
Oh, we've had this business for about 11 years.
Yes, but how long have you been doing the icing on the her turnovers?
Oh, day one.
Day one.
Day
brother.
Day one.
Danu, well, order an Uber, not just a normal Uber. Put them in the Uber and get it delivered to Nova this morning. Thank you.
Chrissy, Sam and Brownie.
The podcast.
Good morning, Melbourne. Welcome to your Thursday, last day of March, first day of the rest of your life with this man, Sam.
Last day of March.
31st. Tomorrow's
Whoa.
April Fool's Day. What sort of hijinks have you got planned for us, Sam, being the comedian?
Well, he won't be here. So that's the
That's
high.
how
yes.
I'll start. There you go. That's how
Oh,
I'll start.
he might turn up. April Fool's.
Front bar tickets were given away after 8 o'clock. Who's going to be on? Can you
Fabulous.
tell us real quick?
What?
Who's on the front bar?
Hey, actually, your cousin's on tonight.
Liam Picken's
Pickin.
on.
Is he?
Yes.
Oh, great.
Have you got any great
watching.
stories about how he pooed his pants on at Christmas and all that sort of
No.
stuff?
No, what do
Tough.
you got
He's a tough
anything for
bugger,
us?
that.
It's
No.
on straight after the footy tonight, so it'll be good.
No, he's a beauty.
He is a
I remember
cracker.
Liam as a young fellow. He was always a tough little tacker.
We're going to get Pang and Shaq to hang out. It's just going to happen. More on
It
that.
has
We'll
to.
explain really
Doesn't
soon.
Ever wondered what happens in the studio? Check out Chrissy, Sam and Brownie on Instagram.
Chrissy, Sam and Brownie on Nova 100. What if it? It's Aussie for travel. How about some tropical stuff?
Oh my God, you don't even have it. That's unbelievable.
Oh,
Who
well,
cares? Sense of the day. Just in case you missed some of Ash Garden's news at the top of the hour, which I always do, as in miss
You
it.
always miss it, yeah.
1 billion people tuned into Warnie's farewell last
Sounds
night.
like a
wasn't
lot.
it? Yes. A lot of, well, he's loved. Cricket's huge around the world if you think about it. And India, Swanee, he was huge in India where there's over 1 billion people.
Telecast on all the stations here. The late cricketers' friends and supporters. There was Mark Taylor and Alan Border. There was Magda Zabansky. The Prime Minister was there. The former Prime Minister was there. Howard, Minogue, you two.
Hey?
You two
oh,
were there?
Yes.
Not you
I thought
two,
you said
sorry.
Bono.
Sorry. Jonathan and Dino were there.
Oh, God, I
We're
thought
sitting
Bono.
beside-
Yeah, no, but I just...
Bono in the
beside-
Edge.
Yeah, imagine that. That would have been fantastic live. But we were sitting there with Michael Long.
I got to
Sitting
fist
beside
bump
us. That's
Longy.
pretty cool.
Great Michael Long. And from all reports, just a wonderful evening and a fitting tribute to a man's life.
Major
Right?
Gary John Swan has weighed in with his review, if you'd like it.
Oh,
Did
yeah?
he shoot the sky?
I didn't.
Yeah, gave his own rifle salute up there on the coast. Just went out in the backyard and just pumped a couple in the air.
Pumped a couple
Pumped a
in there.
couple in the air.
Just, you know,
That's the turn of phrase that
yeah, boom.
killed me.
Just with the sawn-off shotgun.
People
Bang,
going,
bang.
what's going on? Everything all right? Just my tribute to Warnie.
He just pointed his garden cannon to the air and lit the fuse.
We could have done that over the beach at Kira there, Swanee.
could have.
Just bang.
What was
out
his
of the
tribute,
Pacific
Swanee?
Ocean.
9:28. So right at as the credits were rolling. You probably did not see the tribute show to Shane Warne, love. Actually, love.
Yeah.
He was right. But it was the best show I've ever watched in my life. So professional. I loved it. Because, he's mad for a funeral.
He
Mad.
is, but I wonder if he's alone. I wonder if funerals could be the new, the major, the free-to-air networks are always looking for ways to expand. I wonder if funerals are the way to go. It was such it was an amazing viewing experience from everyone who
And a
was watching.
ratings winner.
Well, on the TV screen at the moment is Johnny Stevens with his open shirt just knocking out Take Me Back.
Still would, by the way.
Still
wonder if
would.
television
Jeez,
executives
I just want
wanted-
to jump up on stage and throw me undies at him.
You should. Well, you should have. Warnie would have loved this, by the way. We're having fun.
he would have.
But the idea that Major Gary Swan, how many wickets did Warnie take?
715.
If he just pumped 700 into the air, 708 into the air.
I love you, Warnie!
708.
Warnie was the best.
Valet Warnie.
This is the ball of the century. Here's one for Gadding. Lara.
Richie
Richie Richardson got him out.
The flipper.
Your dad just going into the air for every wicket that Warnie took. Meanwhile,
Yeah, the nurses-
neighbours are ducking for cover and the cops are on their way.
Yeah. Classic. A classic tribute from Major Gary John Swan.
Anyway, it was a wonderful thing. In some sad news, to show business, Ozzy Ostrich died.
Yeah.
This morning.
Oh, well, we're going to have another funeral
Another
for that.
funeral. Ernie Carroll, of course, the man behind Ozzy Ostrich, just died at the age of 92. Died of natural causes. 92 is a fair innings.
Yeah.
And there was a couple of bits that I didn't remember. It was news to me. So he left in whenever the show finished, Ozzy Ostrich wasn't there at the end. He left earlier. He left in 1994.
Did he?
I don't know when I don't know when it went through to him. So I can argue that it may have been the start of the, slow
the end.
Of the end. Once Ozzy's there. Because I remember...
Because Ozzy was a good spirit to have there. He was a kind person.
He was a kind bird.
A kind ostrich.
He was a kind bird. And it was I remember international guests.
He was a kind bird.
He was.
He was the best of birds.
Yeah.
Just keep him away from Major Gary Swan.
So he feathers everywhere. Yeah. International guests, when they would come on, could not believe that the show that they were on was being co-hosted by a puppet, by an ostrich.
Yeah.
They couldn't believe it. And then and by the way, many times, Swanee, female guests, do you remember, would kiss him?
Yeah.
And there were many
And
times.
his face would collapse?
Yeah, his face would collapse. But also, the lipstick was quite hard to remove from Ozzy Ostrich, and it forced his head to be replaced on many times, and many occasions.
Wow.
Little tidbit there for you. Hey, you've been covering the Bruce Willis story.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's gone, done.
Bad news, laugh, because we haven't been the kindest about his acting choices.
No, I just pointed out that his last 7 movies haven't been that great.
You've also said other things about him, like what is wrong with you.
Yeah, well.
Turns out it's aphasia.
Yeah, what's aphasia?
It's a very bad degenerative disease.
So he's retired immediately?
I cop shade for saying it's a very convenient revelation, considering his bad movies the last 7 times.
They may be related, Brownie. You think?
Oh, I never thought of it that way.
All right. Anyway.
All right.
Carry on. Mick Jagger has written a film.
Oh, well, this will be shit.
Is it about
the
him?
Swans don't mind a review, do they? Major Gary Swan and then you. It hasn't even been released yet.
Nah.
Strange.
him?
It's called Strange Game. I don't know what it's about, but he said he once asked Jack Nicholson, when you build a character, where do you start? And Jack Nicholson's reply was his sex life. He says, I don't even know what it means, but it's like, yeah, okay. How's Jack going, do you reckon?
It's interesting.
Major Gary Swan might want to have their gun ready too, just for a salute.
Oh, no, Jack Nicholson isn't actually sick, but Dad's been working on his eulogy for 4 years.
Ukrainian President Zelensky will address the Australian Parliament. Parliament will briefly be suspended at 5:30 to allow Zelensky to make his address via video link. You know, in news closer to home, your boy Jeff Brown at Collingwood, the new president, has made his first major change. The long-time media manager out. Oh, he brought in the broom. Clean sweep of that joint.
Fair dinkum.
Well, I don't even know what that means, by the way.
Well, we had Craig McRae on at the start of the week, so at least we got in early.
Well, we didn't ask him about that, did we?
No. So I wouldn't have thought it's a massive deal, though, the media manager getting sacked.
Why would the media manager have been sacked? What have they done wrong?
Well, they may have just moved on. Does it say sack, Sam? Or?
He said they'd agreed to sever ties.
Okay.
Sacked.
And finally, there's a test aeroplane that's completed a 3-hour flight, right? It's a big Airbus, an A380. They're the good ones. I don't even know what it is. But you know why it's news?
Why?
Because it was powered by SAF, Sustainable Aviation Fuel.
Oh.
Do you know what that is? In this case?
No.
Cooking oil and waste fats.
Whoa. Wow.
Because they're hoping that, there'll be the world's first zero-emission aircraft by, 2035, whenever it is. A whole plane in the air powered by canola. Can you believe that?
That is exactly the same fuel that powers Dave O'Neill.
This is the Chrissy, Sam and Brownie podcast.
Morning, Melbourne. Chrissy, Sam and Brownie on Over 100. Book a holiday already. What if is Aussie for travel?
Tickets go on sale at 9 a.m. today, Christine Swan, for none other than an evening with Shaquille O'Neal.
T-minus 96 minutes.
It's unbelievable. Thursday, the 25th of August, 2022. The great man's going to be here, Shaq. But, hey, he's not going to sit up there on an empty stage. He's not going to do a tight five. He needs someone to talk to him and ask him some questions.
Well, it is an in conversation, but who is he in conversation with?
Well, sure. We've tossed up a few names. Andrew Gaze, Diggy Wilkins, Seb Costello, Daryl Summers, Eddie Maguire did a fantastic job. Andrew O'Keefe's name has been bandied around, but he may be busy.
Nah, that'd be good.
So we've come up with none other than basketball aficionado in this studio himself, Sam Pang.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. You mentioned it yesterday, Swanee.
Yeah.
Was it yesterday?
Yeah.
Yes,
no, day before.
Whenever it was announced that it's very exciting that Shaquille O'Neal's coming to town.
Yes.
And all I said was a passing comment.
Yeah.
But I said to whoever's organising it, don't just roll out the regulars that you think it's the safe options. Do you know what I mean? Like, no offence. But, you know, like if it was Eddie or if it was Hamish McLaughlin or Jared Waitley and all, they're going, well, why?
Snore!
They don't have,
Well,
you know,
yeah,
they don't
it is
have a
snore because
they don't have a monopoly on any time anyone that of an international standing in the sporting comes out. There were for instance.
So you'd push more for the entertainment angle.
Well, the only thing I'd say, right, if I wanted to go and see Shaquille O'Neal, well, imagine if it was with like someone who actually likes basketball and loves basketball.
You are a big fan of that.
Well, but not just me. Could be Dave Thornton. Could be if Ronnie Cheng was in town. They love their NBA. Also, you know, yesterday's a wonderful example of, you know, who's not going to see Shaquille O'Neal in conversation with Ursula Carlson?
Yes.
Or Judith Lucy.
Exactly.
Maybe not Scotty. I don't think Scotty would have the whole hour in her anymore. But I'm just saying, like, these it would be just more entertaining.
Why is he so big, other than the points bet ads?
The points bet. Put it this way: if I was interviewing him, I wouldn't be leading with the points bets.
Oh, okay.
You know, and maybe possibly his role as the genie in Shazam. Swanee, do you remember that?
Of course I do.
Kazam was called.
I think that the mistake that people make organising these things is that they confuse the fact that, well, they confuse the reasons why the person is interesting. Yes, obviously he's an excellent sportsman, but we've been able to see that. We've had access to every point he's shot or whatever. We can see all that.
I see you want to lift the curtain a bit.
Yeah, because some people have magic in them, and he is one of them.
There's another one.
And that's what we want to hear.
Standing outside the studio now, Titus O'Reilly would be Shaquille O'Neal
wonderful
in conversation with Titus O'Reilly. Who's not going to see that?
Stop mentioning other people. You would be perfect. It would be funny.
I know.
Interesting.
Would you like to do this or not? Because you famously you say no to a lot of things.
I don't.
However, you've got a great passion for basketball.
That's fine.
Would you want to do this?
Do you know, I remember the first NBA... yes, the answer is yes.
That's a big thing coming out of his mouth. I've known you for nearly 10 years, and I've never heard you say yes to something that you want something.
Or even ask for anything.
Correct.
I don't like asking
so
for
this
anything.
is a big thing.
But it would be amazing. I remember that when he broke onto the scene in 1992, people could not believe what they were seeing. And this is in a sport where there's genetic freaks everywhere.
Yes.
They're all
a big man.
The shortest player on the court is 6'4".
Yes.
Big shoe size.
He dunked it and smashed a backboard.
Mate,
Magic.
it was amazing. So my love of NBA I'd be well qualified.
So how are we going to get this to happen for Sam?
Sam,
that's it, though.
the Hour Group have done a fantastic job getting this man onto our shores at Margaret Court Arena.
Yeah.
You know, and maybe we just need to fill up the top seats. You know, Shaquille mightn't be enough. Just to fill those last dregs of those seats at the very top of Margaret Court Arena. We may need the big trump card himself. The joker in the pack, the ace in the pack, whatever you want to call it, the master of ceremonies, Sam Pang, the Grand Poobah.
Wouldn't it be amazing?
What else would you have other than talking about basketball? Would you sing a number? Would you do some crowd interaction?
Well, he's you could talk about his musical.
He's a rapper.
He's a rapper in. Have you got any, Dino?
Here we go.
Have a listen.
People walk around like yo, they get charged, but I'm big like a gorilla. 6'7" hard. I kick rhymes like moved up quad. I smoke the
That's not awful.
Good.
That was from the 90s. This is his the latest thing he's done, though. He's more of a DJ now, but he still incorporates himself into the music, Swanee.
Move to the left, move to the right. We about to jump all night. We about to jump all night. We about to jump all night.
Mate, this would be cool. I'd go to watch this.
Welcome to the playhouse.
Welcome to the Playhouse.
Absolutely. Welcome.
That is what he should come out to.
Mate, you and him.
Actually, that's what I'll come out to.
I love it.
He
You
can
and
come
him
out to
doing
something
that
else.
together would be fantastic. Okay, well, I think we're a big chance.
Yes.
Provided maybe
What?
you agree to driving home that evening after the event envelopeless.
Ooh. I think the deal's off.
What?
Well, you know, things are tight, mate. They're paying Shaq a lot of money.
No, fine. Get Titus to do it then.
Hey, tickets go on sale at 9 a.m. this morning at Ticketek. That's Ticketek 9 a.m. So we're plugging them so Pangy gets the job. you see.
Absolutely. Vote one, Sam Pang.
Want to see what happens in the studio? Check it out on Facebook. Follow Chrissy, Sam and Brownie. It's time to get classy.
Titus O'Reilly.
Yes, indeed. Welcome, Titus O'Reilly.
I can't believe Sam Pang just asked for a job on air.
Shut up.
It's amazing.
I
Isn't it?
know.
I never thought I'd see the day.
Big.
He's never asked for anything
I
in his
told
whole
these
life.
three that's how it would sound. And
What do you, that's what it was. It sounded like that because that's what it was.
That's okay, though.
But it's okay. You're allowed to ask for a job occasionally.
I don't-
You're allowed
doesn't
to
feel right.
beg on air.
It's gonna hurt when he looks around a full Margaret Court Arena and then he's driving home without an envelope. That's gonna hurt a little bit.
Oh, it won't hurt as much as when he's just an audience member watching Seb Costello tear apart an interview.
that'd be the big. That would hurt the most.
Do you think they can get Seb?
No.
You know, I don't want you to tell. The last time we saw Seb, he introduced me onto stage to introduce
Jake
the Snake
Roberts.
Poor
That's
Seb.
there's no greater honour than to introduce the person.
Good sport. He's
I'll
a good
take my
sport.
hat off to Seb and came on our show
Abs, he was wonderful.
to talk about the experience. He had a laugh at himself.
Seb, if you're listening, call up and
No.
tell us why Pang should be with Shaq.
Titus, can
No,
I?
you should. I'm joining this campaign. Get
Yes.
Sam Pang to interview Shaq because then, like, so often those interviews, the person they go for slick, boring, never ask an interesting question,
Agreed.
never be able to riff or,
Yep.
So to get Sam Pang.
Mate,
I mean, more people will come to see Sam, obviously. That's what he was saying to me outside.
I'd like to be.
This will be bigger than the federal.
He goes, we need to help Shaq out and get some,
Absolutely.
You know what?
ticket sales moving.
Yes.
I thought
Give some units.
Shaq's just coming here to drive me to the venue. Swanee, I'd like to be more. I'd like to
I
be
would
slicker.
argue if it would have to be moved from Margaret Court Arena to
Oh, yeah.
Rod Laver
Oh, here we go.
Arena.
Well done.
If all of a sudden Sam Pang was on
Well,
the
there's the
bill.
G freeze, really, the thing we need to start asking if Pang gets involved.
Listen, can I ask you this? Let's move on. Once in a lifetime, because we saw it with Ablett, Dunstan, Lockett. Not many footballers kick 1,000 goals.
No, 6.
What did you make of the Buddy Franklin
Well,
event?
the security was when, you have more people at a 21st for security than they did on the night.
It's true.
And a lot of people have said, though, in fairness to the AFL, what are you going to do to stop when 20,000 people want to run on a ground? What are you going to do?
That was what we came to that conclusion.
Well,
in here.
this is where when you got a problem in sport that seems unsolvable, where do you turn to? Well, you turn to the Romanian 4th Division soccer, which I've always said. Now, there was a team there, and there was the owner of the team in the 4th Division, Alex Kringus. Now, Kringus...
What a dingus.
Kringus the dingus.
His club was about to be kicked out of the league for constant field incursions by fans running on the field all the time. So he came up with an amazing way that I think the SCG could have considered. And he actually came out and said that he said he was going to stop the hooligans going on the field by building a crocodile-infested moat around the pitch.
I mean, logically, that's
Because,
logic.
if you're going to be in charge of a football club,
Yeah.
why wouldn't you build?
A crocodile-infested moat.
You could get the same bloke who did yours, Brownie, to build it.
Exactly.
I want a crocodile-infested mote to be honest.
They don't go as
Take
well-
that to
they
Romancing
don't go
the
as well in
Stone.
the
Do you remember
cold
that
weather.
movie? There was always
I loved
crocodiles.
Romancing the Stone.
If you've got a moat, you should have crocodiles in it.
Yes.
That's what's the point of having a
What's
moat?
a moat without crocodiles? It's just, man.
Now, he was
It's an obstacle. Yeah.
he was interviewed about it, and this is what he said. This is not a joke. Always good when your idea has to start with pointing out it's not a joke. He said, we can get crocodiles easy enough. He just said that.
Really?
Well, it is Romania.
He's got
Hey, I've got a hookup for crocodile. He said, we can get them easy enough. And we can feed them on meat from the local abattoir. So he's already thinking
Wow.
this through, right?
He's a plans man.
And he said, the ditch is going to be wide enough that no one can manage to jump over it. Anyone who attempted to do so would have to deal with the crocs.
Oof. Yes. It's the point. That's the design of the moat.
They could do the James Bond trick of just having them all lined up and just standing on their backs.
jumping over them.
Yes.
He did that once.
He did that. He said, I think the problem with fans running on the pitch will be solved once and for all. And then he said, look, I know it snows in Romania. Crocs not known for their love of
No, they're not.
deep winter.
Cold weather, no.
He said, well, that's okay. We're going to put electric pipes under the water to keep
He's
it.
organised. He has thought ahead.
Now, I can't believe the AFL didn't take this up. Unfortunately, you'd be surprised to learn, even in Romania, that the local council denied planning.
Even in Romania, they said,
and with all that infrastructure planned.
Infrastructure planned. Can you believe it?
What a surprise.
Plan B.
Another great idea just stopped by local council.
Red tape.
Red tape.
Bureaucracy on that.
Don't move.
Chrissy, Sam and Brownie.
Now, we had on the weekend, we had the fire alarm.
Went off at the G?
At the G in the second quarter. And it was Collingwood Adelaide. If it had gone in the third quarter, no one would have come back.
Exactly right.
The game.
There actually was a fire.
There was a fire in a small food outlet there. It destroyed 2 pies, 2 packets of chips, and this being the MCG catering, that's $1 million worth of damages right there. So I was thinking about reasons why games have been delayed. So they had to get everyone out and stop the thing. Now, we famously had, in the cricket, we've had bees.
What?
Swarm of bees came on. Do you remember the international on Sri Lanka? So all the players lay down on the ground.
I remember seeing vision of that too.
Till the bees went away.
I didn't know this.
Yeah, so there's been lots of ones. There was one football match where a monkey ran on and one of the players grabbed it and bit him, which is not what you want to do.
I remember that. That was it England or one of those countries?
Yeah, it was. And so some of my favourite, though, is...
Wait, we're glossing over that pretty quick. A monkey bit...
A player, yeah.
Where did it come from?
It just ran. Who knows where monkeys come from? Frankly, we'll never know. Scientists have not yet uncovered.
Where do monkeys come from? It's a question a 4-year-old would ask.
Tell you when you're older.
No, I meant that specific.
This is one of life's great mysteries.
There's so many mysteries out there. There's so many unanswered questions for you. I don't know.
Because
that
suddenly
specific monkey.
Suddenly you're monkey free, and suddenly there's a monkey.
Out of nowhere.
Oh, God. I was trying to say, perhaps we'll never know.
Perhaps we'll never know. It's one of life's great mysteries where... Anyway, I feel we're getting really off track.
Yeah.
There was that game out at Waverley where there was a power outage.
Power outage, yeah. And they came back on the Tuesday night. There was 20 minutes to go, I think. Titus knows more detail than I do.
There was monkeys everywhere.
There was monkeys everywhere, absolutely. They came back on the Tuesday night and played the quarter. Or played the 20
they
minutes.
had to come back on another day. That's happened a few times in various sports. One of my favourite, though...
Monkeys are scary, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
Well, because no one knows where they came from.
I heard something this week
about...
I think
a rift in time.
I think so.
Space-time continuum.
A wrinkle in time. I heard a thing last week and I've been laughing about it every day. You know, you chuckle to yourself quietly when you remember something funny. I heard a comedian say monkeys are the terrifying thing about monkeys, pet monkeys. You know, in America you can have a pet monkey. Is that one day they're like a puppy, then the next day they look at your face and want to know what's behind it.
Yes.
What's behind that face?
Now, one of my favourites was in it was in South Africa, and it was just like a Sheffield Shield equivalent match. One of the players hit a 6. Except it went so far it went into the neighbour's yard next to the stadium, into the barbecue where he was cooking some calamari.
This is very detailed.
So then they, instead of just getting a new ball, they went and got it and they waited for it to cool down. And they wiped all the oil off it and they used it for another 10 minutes.
Where does calamari come from?
No one.
Well,
we'll never know.
I wonder if it reversed.
Wherever monkeys come from.
You reverse swing that, it would have a bit on it.
Oh, it'd have a lot
Absolutely.
on it. Perhaps in 1944 there was a game at Lords in cricket, and they got word from the Royal Air Force that a bomb was heading towards Lords.
Oh, God.
So the players lay down on the ground.
Really? The same as the bees. Same tactic they use.
So the same tactic for bees is used for bombs. I reckon
No, it'd be off.
I don't think I'd be just lying there.
Nah.
No.
It doesn't make sense.
It fell short, and then the next ball that they played after the bomb fell short, the next player hit a 6. But Wisden, the cricket Bible, wrote, it's the first recorded incident of a bomb menacing Lords. So it's important to get the stats right. But by far my favourite, in 2007, this was a Surrey versus Leeds in the cricket, the Oval, famous English cricket. Oval. The Oval, they decided there had been recently introduced a smoking ban at the ground. Mm-hmm. So they decided to promote this by dressing a man in a giant cigarette. Because nothing makes you want to stop smoking more than seeing cigarettes. So this man's walking around in a giant cigarette, and the only problem was he couldn't really hear what was going on, obviously. So he kept walking behind the bowler.
Behind the side screen?
Behind the side screen. And so they have to stop the match when that happens because it distracts the batsman. So this giant cigarette keeps walking behind to the point where over the PA, and this was actually said, the PA announcer had to utter the immortal phrase, "Would the cigarette please sit down?"
Unbelievable.
That's amazing.
Unbelievable. Titus, as usual, a pleasure to see you.
Hey, D's got Bombers. If you lose that'd be very surprising.
The only bigger surprise was if we'd find out where monkeys come from.
Chrissy, Sam, and Brownie.
The podcast.
Good morning, Melbourne. Welcome to your Thursday. It's the last day of March, and Front Bar's on tonight. Very exciting. I've got to get my bum to a live taping of that. I've never been. It's one of my favourite shows. Do you think you could organise for me some tickets, Sam?
Anyway, it's on straight after the footy, Swanee. You can watch it. You know, why would you come when you can watch it from the comfort of your own home?
Because I want to see you perform.
So tonight at
people in the live audience?
What?
How many people in the live audience? Yeah?
I don't know. I don't do a head count when I get in there. Can I just say, after the footy tonight, Swanee, it's Western Bulldogs and Sydney. Great game. And then after the game, we've got your cousin and Western Bulldogs premiership hero, Liam Picken, on the show. That is it.
Fantastic.
Swanee. You can come
Don't
whenever
miss
you
it.
want. You can go whenever you want, Christine.
Thank you. That's kind.
I used to bash him when he was a little kid.
Oh, that's nice.
Liam Picken,
That's
yes,
nice.
it's your first cousin.
First cousin, absolutely. So,
What a
great
family.
kid.
If you would like to go to see Pang and his compadres, is it Mick and Andy tonight? It's the
Yes,
original
Andy's
lineup.
back from COVID. He didn't die.
Thank God.
Fantastic.
Good.
13 24 10. Call us now and we've got some tickets for you. Is that right?
Oh, yeah. Do you want to see what this looks like? Well, get the visuals on Instagram. Follow Chrissy, Sam, and Brownie.
Good morning, Melbourne. Chrissy, Sam, and Brownie on Over 100 last night at the G. Jonathan.
Dino was magnificent. I did meet Dino there. We were fortunate enough to have floor seats.
Just flash.
Very flash. Dino dressed up like he was a mafia boss with that overcoat, which I thought he's a bit overdressed at first.
Yeah.
But hey, was I in great envy of the man about 2 hours later when it
Bit of
got
a
quite
chilly.
cold.
Oh, man.
Oh, yeah. I got in, the way I got in, Dino got in early and he went down the stairs, down to the basement, out to the ground. I popped out in an elevator and a lady asked me, "Oh, hi, Jonathan, where are you going?" And I said, "I'm going out on the stadium." I said, "Where are you going?" She said, "Me too." And then, so I said, "Well, I'll tell you what, I'll take you down a quick way." So I went down to the old change rooms where we used to come. Because if you didn't know, I used to play footy, Swanee.
Yes,
So I've
I
been
do
to
know
MCG a few times.
I've heard that.
So
So you knew where you were going, did you?
I knew where I was going.
Yeah.
And I said,
Was it weird that you were in your boots?
It was a little bit, a bit slippery on the concrete. But anyway, I got up there on the ground. The lady's still walking beside me. We had a very cordial conversation. And then I got there and I said, "Oh, there's my friend." I could see Dean already seated.
With
And,
Gaz?
With Gary Lane.
What do you mean? Firstly, how are you in these primes? Not everyone was out in the
Because
on
of
the field with
Jonathan.
it.
I initially just got rubbish seat, but JB got us a floor seat.
Of course he did.
Well, we just got invited. There was an
Unbelievable.
official invite came from the government and there was a +1. So Dino was my +1. Anyway,
Who was this woman?
the woman walking in, and then, I said, "Anyway, enjoy the evening. Have a good night." She goes, "Oh, yeah, my seat's over there." My seat's just over there. Thank you very much. I get a text from a photographer this morning saying, "Do you know that girl on the left?" And I go, "Oh, no, I was just walking in with her." He goes, "Yeah, she's a serial intruder."
And you,
She's that gate crasher that turned up at Hamilton, just turns up at every event over the last 20
you
years.
just carted her into the race, have you? Well done.
Absolutely.
I'm
Mate,
so intrigued
so
by
am
her.
I.
Who is she?
She's very good at what she does.
Very good.
Oh, well, yeah.
She got
she's-
you, mate.
It was a very nice conversation.
What were
sounds
you
like-
talking about?
She was a big fan of the Richmond Football Club, said she used to work at the MCG, all these sorts of
All
things.
lies.
So maybe I should have clicked when she said she used to work at the MCG, and when I first met her, she was lost.
She was lost.
It was a dead giveaway there, Swan.
Yeah, no, she's a mastermind. The way she sweet talked her way in with you.
Absolutely.
She had you wrapped around her finger.
Thank
and
you very much.
I can't believe, she didn't end up
Imagine if
behind one of the mics giving a couple
Imagine
of
if she
tributes.
ended up on stage, one of the
Mate.
backup singers for Johnny Stevens, who was magnificent, by the way,
Oh.
and warning. just wanted to get out of my seat for Johnny Stevens.
This is absolutely going on my walking
I might do it. Have we done that
playlist.
for tune or not a tune before with the young,
No, we haven't. We're going to do it.
producer?
Have you seen a man rock an open shirt better than Johnny Stevens?
Still would.
Mate.
Like, absolutely
Open shirt
still
at a
would.
funeral?
Mate,
That's pretty,
open wide
impressive.
shirt.
Warnie would have wanted that.
That's true.
Absolutely.
That's
So,
true.
geez, Warnie's address book would have been amazing. The tributes were sensational. The live act that was Johnny, and Anthony Kalea was magnificent as well. But there was some video messages and performances as well from Coldplay, Ed Sheeran, Chris Martin.
This is the Ed Sheeran. It's amazing.
This is Warnie's favourite Ed song. So Ed played this. It was a beautiful tribute.
Love it.
So that was good. Elton John did one at a live concert in America. Shows how big Warnie was. The Americans don't care about anything other than themselves.
Elton John was doing
But
a
even-
concert in New York and dedicated that song to him.
Dedicated that song to Shane Warne and named him, obviously, throughout the concert, which
And
was pretty
had a
amazing.
slideshow on the big screen of Warnie.
It
Did
was.
he? Wow.
It was magnificent. The Minogues sent a tribute as well. We love the story about Kylie Minogue invited Warnie around for dinner, and Warnie brought his parents around to Kylie's place with her parents as well.
And his nickname for Danny is
Disco Minogue.
Disco.
Minogue was
G'day,
one.
Disco.
I love the family tributes. The kids spoke beautifully. His father, Keith, was magnificent. Jason, his brother, was magnificent. The ending, when they got up and they unveiled the Shane Warne stand, which is the old Great Southern stand. So we didn't know what was going on. Eddie Maguire got up and did like a countdown, 10, 9, 8, all the way through. And then the lights flashed onto the three kids up on the top row, unveiling the sign.
That was cool, man.
That was pretty cool, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was awesome.
A very special
Let's not
moment.
forget, by the way, if you're just joining us, that Swanee's father up there in Queensland,
Yes.
he had his own tribute.
He sure
where he
did.
went out into the backyard and just pumped a couple in the air.
A couple, you say?
Got the old 708 times he shot into the air for the amount of wickets that Warnie took.
Yeah.
Touching.
Beautiful.
It was very touching.
A fitting tribute.
I love Warnie's quote about himself.
I was front page, back page, middle page. And there was a poll like, if your daughter could bring anyone home on Valentine's Day, who would it be? Shane Warne won the poll.
Yeah.
There's nothing better than a bit of third-person speak, especially at your own funeral.
Also, I just want to make note of the soundtrack underneath that, which
Yeah, what was
of
it?
course Dragon, The Young Years.
Oh,
one of the
good.
greats.
June.
Very relevant.
Australian jazz trumpeter Matt Jodrell
This was stirring.
sending those Saints marching in.
This was amazing. That's me and Dino clapping.
Oh, man.
What would my dad have said about that? Wait, you really took it for a walk there.
Yeah.
I thought he was going to lose it, but
He held.
pulled
He
it
held.
back in.
Here we go.
Very nice.
Beautiful.
valet warning.
This is the Chrissy, Sam and Brownie podcast.
Good morning, Melbourne. It's Chrissy, Sam and Brownie on Over 100. Phil Wang is coming up, and he's very, very funny because the comedy festival's kicked off.
One of my favourites. I can't believe the comedy festival is finally here. What a big 3.5 weeks. But more on that in a minute. But I just wanted to kind of clear the decks. Been a lot going on this week. Of course, the wonderful show yesterday at the Town Hall. But also on Tuesday, we spoke to your old teammate and current Collingwood coach, Craig McRae. Wasn't that a wonderful chat?
Did too.
That was a wonderful chat.
He's a
Very
ripping
impressive
bloke.
man.
Yeah.
He covered himself in glory too, I think.
Wonderful to chat
Doing
to.
a great job too, and Zip. The Pies army will fall in love with him.
He's doing a good job so far. An impressive coaching journey where he's taught and provided leadership at a variety of levels, as opposed to his premiership teammate who continues to take from the industry by pontificating from the safety of the commentary box and the couch on a Monday night. Doesn't really put himself out there and refuses to have any skin in the game. Would that be fair to say, John?
Yes, spot on.
You're never going to get him.
This is what I've learned. This is what we've all learnt over 6 years now. Is that whenever I do anything like that, you just agree with it, and then I've got nothing, and then we move on.
It's the most disarming thing ever.
Yeah, you're right, Sam. Yeah, you're right. I don't put myself out there, and Craig McRae's a better man than
You're right, Sam. I did wet my pants. Yes. Yeah.
Did you wet your pants like a wet? Yes, I did. Yeah, that's what he does now, Swanee. I've got nothing. Don't know where to go.
I know.
No, I enjoy my role in football, and I'd prefer to stay married than coach at this stage, Sam.
Really?
At this stage. At this stage. Watch this space. Saturday night. Sorry to gate crash your segment.
This is perfect.
This is another feather in your cap, another quill to your bow.
Yeah. Another bow to your arrow.
Another
arrow.
Anyway.
Another dollar sign to your bank account.
Another string to your bow.
Yeah, another string to your bow. That's it. Another opportunity to be out of the house. Your new show debuts on Saturday
What's
night.
it called?
Best on Ground.
B.O.G.
Saturday night.
Who's in it?
It's a wrap up.
Big names.
Everyone's in it.
Howie?
Howie, Mark Howard, Nathan Buckley, Kath Loughnan, Nikki Rewaltz.
And you.
And the band.
And
my friend Max, look out for him. He's got red hair. He might be in some of the skits.
He looks like a younger version of Rick Astley.
He's beautiful.
He does, yeah. It'll be straight after the footy. So about probably 10 past 10 after the Collingwood Geelong game Saturday night.
What's the band? Tell me about the band. I love this whole sort of live variety angle.
Is it Slipknot, John? Is it true you got Slipknot?
It's Russell Robinson's band, but Phil
Who's
Sobrano's
that?
the main.
Phil Sobrano, the great Phil Sobrano.
So that'll be fun. So we'll wrap up the
Why
day's
didn't you
play.
count Paul Grabowski?
Yeah, why not?
Who?
No.
Why didn't you get Jeff Harvey?
Couldn't get Harvey. Is he still alive?
I don't know. Just as his name
there.
escaped my lips.
Good question. There.
No, it'll be fun. We're going to have a great night there. Live audience as well. Sold out.
You know.
Shows. Your audience sold out, Pang.
You know. This is not about me. And
well, I'm asking you a question.
Oh my God!
You know what?
Take it easy.
You said a lot of names, and there's a band, and there's a live audience, right?
Yeah.
Well, what's the actual show, Brownie?
Well, it's a wrap up of the afternoon's play.
It's a celebration.
It's a celebration of the play.
So it's like First Crack, but with a band.
No, we're not getting technical, mate.
Oh, really?
We're not getting technical.
Don't make
That was
You just got mason.
That's King's Day, mate. There won't be stats and numbers and all that sort of stuff.
Thank
A
God.
little bit of hijinks. Even Swannies might sneak along. Who
Next,
knows?
you're going to get
Nice
champed, and
I
then
might
you
be
know
there.
you're in trouble.
I know I'm cooked.
It'll be fun.
Jeff, I wanted
Howie
to...
did a great job, by the way, last night too.
all right.
Hosting one of the panels.
Do you love him, do you?
I do.
Yes!
Did it again.
John. Brilliant.
Few other things that I didn't get to during the week, Swanee.
Yeah.
You remember Cassie Sainsbury?
Yes, of course.
Cocaine Cassie.
Cocaine
She
Cassie.
finally got married during the week.
She got married to a woman. Is that right?
Hell of a reception, by the way. Went for 3 days.
And there was weirdly no alcohol.
With no sleep. Just went for 3 days.
Did all their guests get headphones?
Headphones were on the table. Jim Jeffries, one of the great comedians, has called for comedians to boycott the Oscars. It's not a bad idea. Imagine the Oscars or many awards ceremonies without comedians there providing the yucks.
Yes. The sentiment has really turned against Will Smith in the last 24 hours. That was sort of fellow was like 50-50 the first few hours.
Maybe, yeah.
And then people have woken up and considered it and then just gone, what the hell was he thinking?
I think it's funny the biggest takeaway from it. People were wondering, what's Chris Rock, Will Smith. The biggest thing was you ruined your greatest moment. He won the Oscar for Best Actor, and no one's talking about it.
I know.
Because you lost your mind.
And everyone else's that won Oscars after it. You ruined it for everyone.
Yeah, I didn't even know that Jane Campion won Best Director.
Yeah, ruined it.
And the worst part was, Will thought it was a good joke in the initial aftermath. So that's where you you lost credibility on the drive home.
Psycho.
The other one, 2 things to finish with. Jack Charles's first paid Instagram post. Get on the mic, Jack. I've seen the photos.
How's the shoot going? You've seen it? How are they?
Sorry, I saw about 20 of 1,000 that were taken. How many did you take? Who take us through who was involved.
There would be hundreds. My mate Christina, she came over yesterday, Arvo. We found a nice little fence in Armidale. Swanee, I've got to show you for approval.
Yeah,
but at the moment, this is the winning shot.
Oh, I love it.
Oh, my God.
That's great.
Are you looking nonchalantly for a reason at the floor?
Why can't we see your face?
Have you got your phone in your hand?
No, I've got my hands in my pockets because it's like, hey, it's denim. I'm looking at denim.
Are you looking at the camera or looking down?
I'm looking down with glasses.
Are you,
I love it
are
already.
you leaning back slightly like Posh Spice does to make yourself look taller?
Yeah, good one. I do that, JB.
Oh, what's that one? I need that.
No, you lean
What?
back. You lean back and you put your foot forward, so it makes you look taller.
Oh, yeah.
Jack, caption-wise, what have you gone with? Hey, it's denim?
I was thinking of maybe something about like the OGs with a pair of jeans emoji because the 501s are like, you know.
I like it.
and then
I like the OG.
hashtag flog.
Done.
Yes. Well done.
Honestly, though, for legal reasons, don't forget hashtag ad.
Thank you. Yes, I
A
will.
lot of people don't do that bit, Swanee.
It's against the law. You absolutely must
Isn't
do
it
it.
just paid partnership at the top?
You can choose.
There are a lot of
Sponsored ad. I just do ad because that's what it is.
a lot of wonderful comedians we had yesterday. Of course, there's many, many more in this fair
So
town
many
over the
more.
next 3.5 weeks. We've got Phil Wang coming up. He's another one. But then if you... my little tip is, I gave it to you early, Brownie. Get organised and go early.
you did.
Because by the time you start to just get your ducks in a row, it's into week 2 and week 3 and you're gone.
Yeah.
But just some that we haven't been able to have on the show, but I'd like to just give him a plug. Michael Schaefer, his show Return of the Schaefer, he's been on our show a few times. We couldn't fit him in this year, but his show's there. So sometimes you go to that town hall and you look at the board and you'll just see a name that you may notice, you know, the show you wanted to see sold out, and who are you looking for? So
Well, Swanee tipped me into Luke Heggie last year just because I was at the same venue. It was fantastic.
Vanessa Larry Mitchell show, she's actually lost all her homes and possessions during the recent Lismore floods. So I just wanted to give her a plug. If you see Vanessa Larry Mitchell on the board.
Nikki Britton, you'll love.
Your Nikki Britton, Dane Simpson's show, Didgeridoozy.
Yes.
Come on.
Love that.
That's
It's one of the best names ever. Didgeridoozy.
My friend Lawrence Mooney's back at the Athenaeum. He's on now till the April the 10th. He's an encore of his show Beauty. And Jacqueline Mifsud and her show Red kicks off at Trades Hall. I used to work with her at Fox. She's a Fox Footy girl. She used to be on the front desk when she was doing comedy at night, and now is flying. So Jacqueline Mifsud's show Red is another one too.
Wait,
Sorry.
can I give you a real dangerous one?
Yeah.
Like, this is wild, this guy. It'd be late night.
Yeah.
Ross Purdy.
You told me about
Mate,
this guy.
I'm taking
going
you.
with you.
Well, he's Cannon Purdy.
Oh, just trust me, just wild,
Is he-
dangerous, and you'll leave feeling something.
Does he get his penis out?
No dick stuff, but
Okay.
it's a experience.
He's
Do
related
it.
to Gary Pert.
See him, Ross Purdy.
Nova.
Chrissy Swan, Sam Pang, and Jonathan Brown.
Chrissy's Celebrity Stuff.
I'm feeling guilty, and I actually think this might get you, Sam. It might get to the core of whoever it is you are in there.
Don't be shocked, but there's nothing there.
Bruce Willis has given up acting because we've been ripping it out of him for the movie choices that he's been making, saying he's the new Nicolas Cage.
The news is very sad. I get
Sam's
it.
fault.
He's
It's
given
not-
up.
Started this.
I didn't give
he
him
did.
this illness. The illness is what?
It's called aphasia, which is a brain disorder which impacts his memory and clearly his decision making. There was a buzz last year that Willis was having issues on productions dating back to 2020. I didn't know that. When he was making a string of mostly B-action movies with titles such as American Siege, Survive the Game, Cosmic Sin and Hard Kill.
Midnight in the Switchgrass.
Midnight in the Switchgrass wasn't included in
That
the
was a
list
good one,
there.
though.
And they said someone on set said everybody knew. The cast and crew's family has stepped in and they've moved in to take care of him.
Yeah, so he's retired from acting, effective immediately.
So this is the last time we're going to make a joke about his poor film choices.
I'm not even making jokes, but that's just, you know, it's very sad.
What are the people around him doing? Like, you've got people to handle his affairs and give you advice, his advisors, if you want to call them that.
Never underestimate them, mate. Remember, you know, Ali shouldn't have fought for the last 20 fights, didn't they, man? Once there's a cash cow there, mate, they just keep
That's
going.
right, the advisors.
They'll be willing Be wheeling you out well after your use-by date on this show.
They already are.
Ever wondered what happens in the studio? Check out Chrissy, Sam and Brownie on Instagram. Phil Wang, a British comedian who you may have seen on Netflix with his special Philly Philly Wang Wang, or his book Side Splitter. Or you can see him live with his show The Real Hero in All This from today at Max Watts. Tickets at comedyfestival.com.au. Here's Phil.
Welcome, Phil.
Hi, Chrissy. Thanks so much for having me today.
Now, I said to you when you came in, I saw you last year, but did I? Maybe it was the year before.
Both you and Brownie said, yeah, I saw you last year, but no, it would have been 3 years ago.
Yeah, because there were no internationals at all last year.
I don't even remember. There was no last year. It's been just 3.
We're trying to work it out. Last year, in one of these, those pockets of freedom in between lockdowns, the Melbourne Coffee Festival went ahead.
Yeah.
The year before that, it was cancelled.
Right.
So we would have seen you the year before.
But you were on our show, weren't you?
Crazy.
Were you on our show? Did you zoom into our show?
No.
You were in here a couple of years ago.
No, obviously my legacy has just sort of hung around.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah,
it's great to see you. Are you excited about doing the festival for reals?
Yes, of course. I'm so excited. It's great to be back in Melbourne. It was, this is one of the more heartbreaking things to have to miss over the last couple of years was this festival in this city. So it's great. It's just so nice to be back. Yeah.
Hey, Phil, can I ask a question? You wrote for the Oscars, right? You wrote some jokes for the Oscars.
Oh, yeah.
Do you get paid per joke? Like, if someone says your joke on air, is it per joke?
Yeah, I'm a multimillionaire now. No, I think the whole thing is unpaid. I think you don't even get paid to host.
Oh.
I think it's just the honor of it.
Oh.
Yeah.
So how are you involved in the writing of jokes? Who got you to write jokes for them? Which host?
Amy.
Amy.
Yeah. I sent a few jokes to Amy, and she ended up using one of them.
It wasn't the one that she used after the Will Smith incident when she said, "Oh, the room's just got a different feel about it." 10 minutes later.
Yeah, I owe Chris Rock some money now. No, it was a different joke, but it was a joke also about Will Smith, and he laughed for the last time in his life. he did laugh.
Can we know what the joke was? Or
yeah, the joke was. Incredible, isn't it? Inspirational. After years of Hollywood ignoring women's stories, we finally get a movie about the incredible Williams sisters' dad.
That is so true. I went and saw that film, and halfway through I went, hang on, why is the only film about the Williams sisters about their dad?
Yeah.
It's
Otherwise, people
bizarre.
wouldn't be interested.
Yeah,
mate, that is
I
amazing.
guess.
Were you watching the Oscars and just seeing what gets up and what doesn't get up? In terms of your jokes.
Oh no! I was quite chill about the whole thing. But I had a feeling that was the one that got through. But I was so jet lagged when the Oscars was on, so I think I slept through it.
Oh, yeah.
And then I woke up and I just saw all the stories about the slap.
Absolutely. I read a report that Chris Rock, because they do obviously rehearsals, and Chris runs the jokes past I suppose the producers, but apparently that was an off the cuff.
Oh, was it? Interesting. Yeah, you always keep a couple in your back pocket just to keep the room fresh.
Yes.
But I guess it almost looked rehearsed because of how flamboyant the slap was. Why isn't anyone talking about how flamboyant
It
it
was
was?
flamboyant. I think he changed his mind at the last
It
minute.
seemed like a scene from a movie, though, where you don't really slap them, or
It looked like a stage slap because they're so flamboyant.
I want to move on from the Oscars and talk about the Slurpee Awards.
Oh, the Slurpees, yeah.
Tell me everything.
So the Slurpees are just a thing I started doing a few years ago at the Edinburgh Comedy Festival, and then I came over to the Melbourne Festival where we get a lot of downtime at these festivals. I spend most of it eating noodles, and so I thought I'll start rating the places I go for noodles on my.
So these are soupy noodles? I'm imagining because they're called the Slurpees.
Yeah,
because there's the dry noodles, like the Singapore noodles, or there's what I call real noodles, which has got the soup around it, and you really get into it.
Oh yeah. I'm an open-minded guy.
Yeah.
They can be soup, they can be dry, but they got to slurp.
Yeah,
That's the
you've
main
got to
thing.
slurp
You
them.
can slurp a dry
Where
noodle.
do you get the best Slurpee noodles?
Slurpee.
Soupy.
I've only just started my journey this year.
okay.
But yesterday I was at a place called Jojo Kitchen. And they got a couple. There was one in QV, and I was there, and that was slurpy as heck. It was great.
What about have you been to Nam Lungs yet?
No.
No.
What is that?
Sam. Well, that's Sam's favourite noodle
My
place.
dad, my dad used to take me to when
fantastic.
I was young. Yeah.
I'll try that out.
Don't go to the toilet if you know what I mean. Just stay at the table, eat, and then go out. Yeah, sometimes, Phil, you don't want to go back a house sometimes.
No, that's part of the authentic experience.
It's authentic.
If the toilet's clean, I'm leaving.
No,
it's not going to be good.
It's a good point. Hey, can I ask you this about your mum is a trained archaeologist?
Oh, yeah, she started as an archaeologist, yeah. And then she became a doctor. But when my parents met, she was an archaeologist out in Borneo.
Did she sit you down and you watch all the Indiana Jones movies together? Did she?
Yeah, you're about to learn a few things. No, but by the time I met her, I was born. By the time I was born, she was a doctor.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
She'd moved on.
Yeah.
That's a shame.
Our girl here, Christine Swan, is the host of Would I Lie to You?
Oh, wow.
Which is the Australian version. But the UK version has been a juggernaut, and you've been on it.
I've been on it, and I was terrible. I was my worst appearance of all time, and this relates back to the Slurpees.
Oh, you told me this.
I'd eaten a big bowl of rice just beforehand, and it ruined me. I was just, I couldn't speak. All the blood drained from my head into my belly. I was like, well, actually, so that's a lie. I was terrible. I was so bad. But it's great to hear that the show's here now.
Yeah.
How many series is it?
It's really fun. Only the first series,
fantastic.
yeah, and I think there's 2 more episodes
We'll
to
give
go.
him another go around, Swanee, when he comes to Australia next time.
Definitely.
Yeah, I'm going to have
on.
a salad
Yes.
and a glass of water, and
Yes.
that's it, and then I'm coming on. I'm staying sharp.
The
I love
last
that the
one
rice grew in you. Like
the last one we want to cover.
sponge.
Though. What's the podcast? You've got a podcast.
Oh, yes, I got a podcast with my friend, the comic Pierre Novelli. It's called Bud Pod.
What's it about?
Well, it's
how regular is it?
It's every week, and it's just a couple of buds talking about the news or something funny that's happened. We read correspondence from our pod buds, which are our fans, our listeners. It's just an excuse for me to chat with my pal. Like this.
Yeah.
Did this come about in lockdown by chance, like every other podcast?
I know. It was like babies and podcasts.
Yes.
A real boom over the lockdowns.
And bread. Sourdough starters.
You wouldn't have done that. You wouldn't have
lots
made
of things
that.
and lots of ovens, basically. When we started beforehand for about a year, but now it's got to the point. Lockdowns. Well, the pandemic's been going so long that we've actually done more episodes now remote, just via Zoom.
Yeah,
than
right.
originally. Yeah, it really sneaks up on you.
Well, Philly Wang Wang is amazing, by the way, if you haven't seen it on Netflix. So
thank you so
It's just
much.
wonderful to see you again, mate.
Also, the real hero in all this is the name of the show. What a great title. Go to
Thanks.
Comedy Festival, where you just search for Phil Wang and get in quick. Thanks for coming in.
Chrissy, Sam and Brownie.
Good morning, Melbourne. It is Chrissy, Sam and Brownie, and one of the great football programs on telly.
Yeah. Fuppa tonight.
Straight after the footy. And your cousin is the guest.
Liam Pickett. It'll be fantastic.
It's going to be great.
Good
I
evening.
thought you meant
I don't know,
Muggsy.
Mugsy, yeah. We'll get Mugsy on another show.
Anyway,
Muggsy would be a great guest.
tune in tonight if you're
I'm
around.
going to
if
say
you're still
something
awake.
tender to you, Samuel Pang. We're not going to see you for 2 weeks because you've got tomorrow off. Your requisite Friday. Dave O'Neill is in filling in for you, and then you're having 2 weeks holiday.
All the music is
and as per your wishes, well, no one is allowed to contact you on your holidays. So we'll see you in April.
I know where you live.
one of the great. Not at the moment, I don't.
Wouldn't have thought so. We'll be on the fairway, Sam.
I'm at the Olsen. Things aren't great. Things aren't great. Thank you. I'll see you all in 2 weeks. You're right. Much like Brownie disarms you by just agreeing with everything you say, I'm absolutely going to back you up and say, do not contact me.
I'm going to call you every day.
That's a good.
Plenty
Straight
of
to the
tea
message
times.
bank. Leave a message, one.
Plenty of tea times for us over the next couple of weeks.
Oh, not the way you're going. By the way, yesterday we haven't been talking as much golf, but we did play yesterday, and the only takeaway was because I was quite concerned whether Brownie would be able to do it. It's when considering his bad neck. I mean, he can't.
But dear listener, I looked up from my doodling and Jonathan Brown's eyes were fixed on my eyes, waiting for my reaction for this.
He can't. He can't move very well.
Yeah,
at the
I
moment.
know. He's
I was
got
gonna
a
imagine-
thick neck.
Are you
going to
be all right? Are you going to be all right to play? And his response.
Well, my response was, I think I'll be fine. I'll get through the 18 holes, considering one of our playing partners doesn't have a leg.
Yeah.
Sorry, he's missing a leg. And
What's the difference between doesn't have a leg and he's missing a
He's got one good leg, and then he lost his leg in a motocross accident. So whenever I thought about maybe pulling out and asking for sympathy, I looked over to that man who was missing a leg and thought, if it's good enough for him to play, I reckon it's good enough for me to stick the 18.
Do you ever play against people of similar physical abilities and age to you?
This guy,
do you ever?
This guy's better than he's professional. He's off zero, like he's off scratch. We're off, man. Like he's a really good player.
And,
in saying that,
and very generous man, because he would never end up in the bushes, whereas we end up in the bushes a lot. Who's the first man over there with his prosthetic leg looking through the bushes? Is this man, Mike, chasing our ball?
Love him, man, Mike. Got to be honest. If I was going to be brutal, I thought I was a bit lazy that he had a cart. But anyway, he was a wonderful. I thought, alrighty, mate.
Sam.
We're out here. Well, radio princess, you can have a cart if you want.
What time suits you for me to call you tomorrow?
Dun, 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 dun. Chrissy, Sam and Brownie. That's it, mate.
Chrissy, Sam and Brownie. Ripper Show will be back tomorrow. Chrissy, Sam and Brownie. Oh, unless it's a weekend.
Over 100.